Welcome, lovely people. It's your boy R6 and welcome to Rich Men's Media, where we give you entertainment news, geopolitical news, global news, and what is trending around the world. Now, today, let me take you to South Africa. Now, there is this journalist called Madia. Now, Madia went to this, TV station, and they were discussing about the meeting between Trump and President of South Africa, Ramaphosa. Now, this news, as we already know, the president attending or going to the Oval Office has generated a lot of conversation where people don't really understand why he allowed himself to be disrespected, to be belittled in the office by Trump. Now, so this lady went to this interview, and as soon as she sat down, the way the questions were coming out, they didn't even allow her to sit down, and the questions started flowing.
Welcome to the program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Were you surprised when you saw that?
No, not necessarily.
There is one unique thing I like about this woman. She stood on business. She stood on business. She was replying, answering the question back to back, not allowing this gentleman to, put any narrative that there is a genocide happening in South Africa. And after watching the video, I was like, this is someone who knows what she is doing.
I was amused by the latest gimmick, for sure, but surprised not so much. I think the South African delegation, South African journalists have been talking about it. We knew the president would walk into some sort of trap.
Even the South African president going to the Oval Office was a trap. And they knew that he was going to walk into that trap.
It's not surprising. The invite was there. The desire for the conversation to open up the channels between the USA and South Africa are there. South Africa's been trying by all means to try and open up the doors again. And so no one was surprised.
Okay.
Did we expect the lights to be turned off and a visual illustration? No, not that far.
That is the new the new reality with Donald Trump.
Now, the first hot question was, is it true that the black people are killing the white farmers in South Africa?
The issue here, I think, is an important one about what is actually happening in South Africa. Is it true that white farmers are being killed in South Africa?
It's an interesting way that you've asked that question. I don't think the issue is what's happening in South Africa. I think the issue is what's being peddled about what's happening in South Africa. If you watch today's engagement, let me get to the point first. If you watch that entire engagement, the recognition, the painful recognition.
What is actually happening in South Africa? Is it true that white farmers are being killed in South Africa?
It's an interesting way that you've asked that question. I don't think the issue is what's happening in South Africa. I think the issue is what's being peddled about what's happening in South Africa. If you watch today's engagement, let me get to the point first.
Let me get to the point first. Now, I like that. No interaction. No sign of weakness. Now, let me finish what I'm saying before you be like, oh, you are trying to channel your energy here, or you are trying to say this, you are trying to say this. Now, let me finish my statement so that if you have anything to add, you add it. I like that.
Let me get to the point first. If you watch that entire engagement, the recognition, the painful recognition, the startling truth of crime in South Africa, violent crime, was actually uttered by everybody there from South Africa. Is it targeted towards a specific group? Is it an ethnic cleansing? That's the question, right? Based on what's been said about South Africa the world over, at least people aligned to Donald Trump and Elon Musk. That's not a fact.
Okay, so we don't deny that there's a lot of violent crime in South Africa, right?
Across
seven times the murder rate.
Across the board.
Okay.
Now, do you know what she was saying? Across the board. She's trying to say that, yes, there are crimes in South Africa, but it's not only targeted at white people or black or white farmers. There is crime everywhere, and if you go to South Africa, yes, South Africa is part of everywhere. There is crime, but this crime is going to blacks and white people. It's not targeting any specific people or any specific race. That's why she said across the board.
So the issue is whether or not, I guess, whites are being targeted disproportionately. Is that what you're taking issue with?
No, that would be the claim. The issue is that the claim is falsehood. White people are not being targeted, Leland. Nobody.
So when
crime is experienced by everybody, not just white people.
Was chanting, kill, kill, you have to kill to be part of a revolution, on and on. He was talking about killing blacks or killing whites?
Do you need the context of what that song is? Because you can't take out the context of what that is. That is actually important. It cannot be that he's giving an instruction when that's not the fact. I think we do need to take into consideration the context. What he's chanting is an anti-apartheid song that was sang by leaders in the lead up to apartheid.
Now this song, kill the boer, kill the farmer, shoot the farmer. This song also came in, and she was like, nah, this is about time that we have to defend the song. Although the president of South Africa was not able to defend the song, Ramaphosa couldn't defend the song. The song is like an anthem. That doesn't literally mean that, yeah, kill.
Shoot to kill, Nyamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa. Tension.
It doesn't mean that kill, but let's watch how this lady, explained this to the gentleman.
The fact. I think we do need to take into consideration the context. What he's chanting is an anti-apartheid song that was sang by leaders in the lead up to apartheid. The back and forth today about that song is whether or not it's relevant in modern day South Africa. Should we still be singing that song? If there's a grouping in the country
how can you be
that feels
singing a song?
otherwise.
How can somebody be defending singing a song that's talking about killing other people?
I'm not defending singing the song. I'm saying to you that's the conversation that's
So don't you
currently
think
in the
white
country.
farmers would be scared when they heard that song?
And that's the question that's being put to Julius Malema. I said to you that conversation is happening. It's put to Julius Malema that when you do this, this is what we worry about. But when you look at how long he's been singing the song and whether it correlates with the numbers of farmers under attack, particularly white people, it's not there. People who are being attacked on the farms are farm dwellers and farm workers. That's also a reality that's got to be.
White farmers are not being targeted or white farmers are not being killed. Why are so many who have big land holdings willing to give up their entire lives to come to America?
Where are they? Show them to me.
We had them land.
Those 49 people are not farmers. There are plenty of reports from South Africa that many of those are not farmers. Those are chances. Please, again, show me the evidence. Those are people taking an opportunity. America's giving them an opportunity.
You're saying
they're not farmers.
Now, I'll answer this question for you because allegedly people are saying that the people who flew to South Africa, they are not even white farmers. They saw an opportunity and they grabbed it. Maybe they are in South Africa, they don't really have anything going on. So as soon as they heard that Trump is doing this, Trump is, accepting white refugees or Afrikaner refugees, they took part in it because maybe they are thinking they are going to have a greener pasture over there. Imagine if you have a big land that you are producing, I don't think you will try and move out. And that is where the president of South Africa said that they are cowards.
When you run away, you're a coward. And that's a real cowardly act.
They are running away. Okay, let's continue.
And not farmers.
I'm just trying to figure this out. You're saying that your president has not in any way targeted whites, even though Elon Musk, who was there, can't get a license for his business.
He was where?
In the Oval Office.
He was in the Oval Office. He's never been to South Africa. When was the last time Elon Musk was in South Africa?
But he can't get.
When was the last time he was in South Africa? His father, Elon Musk's father.
I'm not talking about when he was there.
No, hold on. I want to also make you understand one thing.
The accusation is that many whites cannot get licenses to do business, among them Elon Musk. That's not
so
true
we're
either?
being forced to undermine our transformative laws. We must be okay with the South Africa, with the majority that is denied of their own land, with the majority is deprived of access to economic transformations and means of production. We must be okay and not move the needle in any way to try and fix that. We must be okay with South Africa being labeled the most unequal country in the world.
Now, Elon Musk's issue also, came in, the Starlink. But they are saying that the Starlink issue is not about race. The Starlink issue is not about we don't want Elon Musk to come and work in South Africa. The main issue is Elon Musk doesn't want to follow the protocol of the country. He doesn't want to follow the laws. South Africa is pushing black agenda, black development. They want the blacks to also, invest in opportunities like this. So if you're coming to put the Starlink over there, we want 30% to go to blacks. Maybe the people that Elon Musk want to work with, they are all white and they don't want to agree with that. And there is this policy, there is rule regulation which says that the black community have to take like 30%, and Elon Musk doesn't want to do that. So if you are not following the rules and regulations of a country and they are not allowing you to install your Starlinks over there, it is not about race. It is about policy, rules and regulation that governs the country.
Means of production, we must be okay and not move the needle in any way to try and fix that. We must be okay with South Africa being labeled the most unequal country in the world.
So they are saying that South Africa has been named the unequal country, which means the whites are taking privilege over the blacks. So this law is to make the black people also invest in other businesses that will be introduced in South Africa. That is why they want to invest 30% into Elon Musk's Starlink, and he doesn't want to do that. Oh my days.
And not trying to do anything to rectify that. Because that's what that argument says.
No, but the fact of the
there are laws.
The fact of the matter is
they must be bent for an individual.
No,
That is what the question is.
But if you make laws that target a certain race, don't.
But there are none of those. Where are those, Leland? You're calling me as a journalist from South Africa, and you're putting those to me. I'm asking you for the proof. Donald Trump today, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to lecture a little bit. Donald Trump today called us in there, saying he's got proof of a genocide. South Africa's gone to the ICJ saying that they believe Israel is committing a genocide a whole other thing. They're the same ones who support Hamas. But they put evidence on the table.
So why is he not allowing her to explain? Allow her to explain, bro. You asked a question, she's explaining, and you are trying to interrupt. Do you know why? Because she was trying to say that even that article, the attackers, according to South African CI investigation, it was Israel. This thing happened in Israel. It wasn't even the DR Congo. Now let me take you back.
From South Africa, and you're putting those to me. I'm asking you for the proof. Donald Trump today, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to lecture a little bit. Donald Trump today called us in there, saying he's got proof of a genocide. South Africa's gone to the ICJ saying that they believe Israel is committing a genocide a whole other thing. They're the same ones who support Hamas. But they put evidence on the table. They put evidence on the table.
South Africa supports
a
Hamas.
chant is not proof of genocide.
Yes, it is.
A private monument with fake crosses and not actual grave sites is not proof of a genocide.
Imagine Israel even committing genocide to the Palestine, and still they are not talking about it, but they are drawing a line for South Africans.
With fake crosses and not actual grave sites is not proof of a genocide. I don't believe that I'm being called in here to defend the indefensible. Those things aren't facts.
Okay.
Donald Trump did not put facts on the table.
You say that. We obviously have the president. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
My G has to pause and take a drink because the fire that was coming, it was hotter than sun. He has to take a sip and then call the interview of
side. I don't believe that I'm being called in here to defend the indefensible. Those things aren't facts.
Okay.
Donald Trump did not put facts on the table.
You say that. We obviously have the president. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and thank you. Now I like this woman. I'm going to look for this woman and follow her. She stood on business. She did not allow anyone to, put any bad names, destroy South African reputation, saying that there is a genocide happening in South Africa. Ratatata, ratatata. It was like, nah. She gave them the Amapiano vibe. He gave them I'm gonna see. You think it'd be only Amapiano where they dance? Nah, she didn't stay low. She was up high. She was on fire. She was, bro. I like that. I like people who talk for their country, who talk for their race like this. Like, yes, if we have done it, we have done it. But if we have not done it, don't come out here trying to say that we have done it. And even if we are to look into the bigger lens, Israel is doing something even worse than what you are claiming. I mean, South Africa haven't used any bomb or any missiles to destroy, or any drones to destroy any farmer. Yeah, there are crimes in South Africa. But what is happening between Israel and Palestine? Nah, bro, if you want to talk to us, you have to talk to these people before you come to us. And then Elon Musk thingy, it's not like they are trying to, discriminate him, or they are trying to, do any racist activity. It is the law. If you are going to run Starlink in our country, you have to follow the rules and regulations. 30% for black, because South Africa has been classified as the most unequal country, which means the white people have even farm. There are only 7% white people in South Africa, but they hold 70% of the farmland. How? So it's unequal country. Now they are trying to shift and make some balances to make the country equal, and this is where Elon Musk draw the line, being angry for no reason. Uncle Elon, don't do that. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the name has always been R6, and I'm here for Africa. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share this video, and don't forget to leave whatever you think in the comment section. Peace. I'll meet you here on the same channel again.